All right, good morning. This is Share Pilates and it's August 10th. Let's have a seat. And you're gonna place the ball somewhere along between the knees and the ankles. Okay. Get myself situated here. Yeah. Oh, now you can't see my head. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm not very good at this part. There we go. So somewhere between your knees and ankles, if you want to put the ball down here, you can. If you want to put it in between here, you can. I'm going to try and sit enough on the chair that I can actually get my heels on the floor. If I move back, my heels tend to come up a little bit. So I'm just going to move up just a little. This is also going to make me sit up nice and tall. Let's do some side bends. You want to try to keep the hips flush with the chair. So you need to lift up to go over. Just find that stretching, find the breathing. Inhale into the ribs. Inhale. Good, let's go back to the right side and we'll hold here. I'm going to hold the bottom side of the chair just to ground me on this hip. And I'm going to reach over and over. Good. This movement does not come from my shoulder. It comes from my spine. 5 more. Sorry, there's a truck outside. 3, 2, and 1. Good. We'll switch to the other side. When you lift your arm, instead of doing it this way, try doing it this way. So the inside of your arm is close to your head instead of this way where the outside of the arm is. All right, hold on to the side and pull yourself over. Lift up to go sideways. Breathe it. Last 2. 1 more. Good, we'll take both arms up. Lace the fingers together, pull the arms down in front of you, curl back. Just lightly touching the back of the chair. Inhale, sit back up. Exhale, tuck and curl. Inhale, sit back up. Last 2. Tuck and curl. And lift. We're going to add on the legs. So you're going to tuck and curl and straighten the legs. And then inhale, just easy touch the floor. Exhale, tuck and curl. Two more, breathe out. 1 more time. And lift. Arms come down. I'm going to scoot up to the front side. I'm going to start to pop the heels up off the floor. So again, if you want to adjust where your ball is sitting in the lower leg area, you can lift. 2, 3, just moving those ankles. 6, 7. On the next one, let's hold up and squeeze. So I'm going to move the ball up towards my knees now and squeeze. 2, 3, 4. Going to 10, 7, 8, 9, 10. Heels down, toes lift and squeeze. See how that feels different. 7, 10. Drop the toes. Tap, tap, tap. Lift, lift, lift. Spread out the toes. So lift, keep the balls of the feet on the floor. Lift the toes up, drop them down. Lift them up, drop them down. Lift them up and drop. Lift. Two more. Lift your toes and drop. Good. Try to spread them out. Start at your baby toe. Put your baby toe down first and roll through all of your toes. Keep your big toe on the floor as you lift up the baby toes. You can use your fingers if that helps. And then roll through your toes. Big toe stays down. Other toes lift. Lift the big toe, drop the baby toe. Big toe, lift, drop the baby toe one more time. Big toe stays down, other toes come up. I like to use my little finger here to help me lift my baby toes. All toes come up, and then you roll to your feet. Lift up and squeeze. 2, 3, 4. Feel that resonate in your belly. 8, 9, and 10. Let's go ahead and click the heels together. We're still lifted, heels are lifted, and squeeze. Little inner thigh work, pelvic floor. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Take the ball or the pillow down to your ankles. You are still rotated outwards. So now the knees will be able to come out, right? Now we're gonna squeeze. So you're gonna rotate your legs, notice, right? See how they rotate out, out. Oh yes, back into those external rotators in the back of the hips. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, let's keep this turned out position. I'm gonna scoot back a little bit and lean back. I still have space behind me, right? Back here, I'm not all the way up against the chair, okay? I'm gonna kick the legs out in a frog fashion, right? So I'm gonna go out and in. Let the feet touch, pull in the abs. Hold on to the side of the chair and extend and bend. Extend and bend. 3 more. You can breathe out when you extend the legs or in. I don't care. 1 more time. Out and in. You should be feeling these. Good. Hands behind the head with the upper back still against the chair. Little baby curls and lift up. Little baby curl. Scoop in the abdominal wall as you bring the upper body towards the thighs. Let's do 5 more. We're leaning against the chair. And 2. And 1. Good. Hang on to the side. You're going to pick your legs up. If you want to put your feet back down in between the exercise, you can. To make it a little bit more challenging, you can hold the legs up the entire time, okay? So I am going to, hold on. I am going to silence my phone so that it doesn't say anything. Yeah. Elbows wide. So I'm going to pick up the legs. I'm going to stretch out. Now, like I said, you can touch the toes back down if you like. I'm going to leave my legs up and pull my heels in. Keep your pelvis from rocking. Yes? So pull those abs in. Woo, last 2. 1 more time. Out and down. Good. Place the ball underneath this foot. That would be your left one. Rotate this leg out. Hands behind your head. I'm still leaning against the back of the chair. Exhale, curl. Come back up. So I'm going to take this elbow towards this leg. Rotate. So I have the support of the chair. 1 more time. Good. Hold here, bring this knee back in, place that foot down, sit straight up, and push on the ball or the pillow, depending on what you're using. If you guys, I would highly recommend grabbing one of these balls offline. Super easy to get. You can also use a play ball. Go to Walgreens, CVS, grab one of those tie-dye play balls and just get some air out of it. You just poke it with a bobby pin or something to take some of the air out. 3, 2, 1. Good. Lean back again. So we're not tucking back. We're just leaning back, right? So spine's relatively straight. Hands here. Leg turns out. Now you're going to twist and come down. Exhale. Stabilize the leg on the ball. If you want it to be harder, you don't put the foot back down. Twist. 3 more. Yes, you're going to feel your leg muscles. 2, 1, and down. Come back up to seated. Transfer the ball to the other leg. Just let the leg sit on top of the ball, lean back to the chair, open this leg out to the side, cross over. No lifting of your leg yet. Twist. 5 more. 3. Last 1. Good. Come up to seated and press the ball down. 2. You should feel that in your tummy a little bit, hopefully. Feel the wall flatten against your organs, right? Your intestines, liver, all that good stuff back down there. 2 more. 1 more time. Lean back to the chair, hands behind the head. It's super humid here today. All right, so we're going to add the leg up. You're going to drop the foot to the floor if that's the option you want to take. Twist and drop. So this is my right side. I'm stronger on this side, so it's easier. I'm going to start to extend my leg. That's an option. 4. 2 more. And down. Sit straight up. Let's place both feet on top. So I like to be close to the front edge of the chair for this one, just because it allows me to push a little bit more on the ball. If I'm back here, it's very difficult to get any kind of pressure on the ball, but just don't fall off the front, please. All right, so with my abs, I'm going to try to push my legs down. It's really challenging, but if you really focus, you should be able to feel it here. Then we'll take an inhale and just let the legs rest, and then exhale, initiate the press from here. And what you might also feel is that transverse. We've been talking about that a lot. Inhale, release. So you may actually feel a little bit of pressure or some tightening around the back, which is that wrapping, right, that's happening. Breathe in, exhale. Push. Inhale, you can't push hard, right? It's just the way the setup is, but you can really feel the abs front to back. Oh my God. Last 2. I should have turned on the AC. 1 more time. Press and hold. We'll go heels up, hold the side, roll the ball forward, pull the ball back in, heels are lifted, push it away, pull it in, push it away, pull it in. 1 more time, push it away, and pull it in. Keep it underneath your right foot. Let's go out to the side. We'll go into this open stance. Watch if you hyperextend your knees. Be careful, okay? Hands here, side bend, both ways. So I want you to do a little movement with your ankle here. So as you go this way, you're going to point. And as you go this way, you're going to flex. And you're going to use all these back leg muscles to push into the ball. And point. And flex. Breathe in, exhale, breathe out. One more time. Stay with that flexed foot. Bring this hand down, rotate back, and cross over. Breathe in. This is great for the diaphragm and the heart. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in So you're opening the space here between the lungs for your heart. No tension in the shoulder. 2 more. 1 more time. Good. Pull that ball in. We'll stay in this turned out position. And once again, start to press the leg down into the ball. Press. Sweating bullets over here, guys. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bad choice words. Shout, sweat and raindrops. Pull in. Shout. Funny, some of those little catchphrases we learned, right, aren't appropriate. Point. Flex. No, flex. Sorry. No, that's point. Yeah, flex. There we go. Point. Flex. Point. Flex. Yes. Side bends. Over. In. Over. Switch that. Point. Flex. Sorry. Point. Flex. Two more. Over. And up. One more time. Over. And up. Good. Staying here, you're going to push down without this sitting bone coming up, right? So you might feel a little bit more work on this side than this side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Ball's going to come back center. It's going to go behind your back against the chair. So let me turn so that you can see what that looks like. Put it right, see my spine? So I'm going to put it right here, okay? And then from there, I'm going to lean back against the chair. Okay, so I still have all this space here. My pelvis is neutral. I'm not tipped forward, right? I'm not tipped forward and I'm not tipped back, okay? Everything's kind of neutral here. Hands behind the head for support. You're going to lean into the ball, so you press into it so it flattens a little bit from side to side, and then you let your head and shoulders go over the back, but maintain that pressure, and then you'll feel the ribs. And then I want you to exhale, and as you come forward into that crunch, you'll still continue to press the rib cage into the ball. I'm pushing my feet into the floor to keep myself still. Inhale back. Exhale. Inhale. Curl. Take it back. And up. Take it back. My pelvis is staying still. My hips are not moving or tilting either direction. This is all ribs. Two more. So this is my favorite direction to sit because I get to look at my son's beautiful photographs right in front of me. All right, so now we're going to twist. And then you're going to open center, but I want you to, again, let's do that little heart exercise, right? Let me twist a little bit more at an angle here, so that the heart gets some room here, right? So as we go forward, over, the heart gets covered by the lungs. And then as you lift back up, and that's your inhale, the heart can open. And then we'll twist away a little bit. Come back center, tuck and curl forward. This is still all spine muscle movement here. So we're moving the bones, right? We're moving the spinal bones in the ribs. Tuck and curl. Open the heart and the lungs. Exhale, tuck and curl. Use the ball. It's a cushion for you. Let's switch. Tuck and curl. Small, open to the back. If that's too much for your shoulder or your neck or your hands, cross your hands here, right? That's okay too. Curl. Tuck and twist. Exhale, curl. Breathe in. Should be getting a nice little belly workout here. Tuck and curl. Inhale and twist back. Did you hear me talk about your pictures? Did you hear me comment on your pictures? My favorite right there. He's the photographer. Okay, so now we've moved down the spine. We're down here in the lumbars. These are the really big, supportive vertebrae. So tailbone right here, and then your lumbars are here. And that's the place where your back curves, right? So it makes sense that your bones there are bigger than up higher, because a lot of your weight load ends up right there, right? It comes up through your legs and lands right here, comes down through your head and lands right here. That's why this transverse connection, this front to back connection all the way around is so important, because it really is a supporter for this area of your spine. You want to maintain that lifted, buoyant feeling between your bones so that those discs have room, right, to open and close and be bouncy and keep the bones bouncing on top of each other, just like this ball, right? So if you think of the ball like a disc between your bones. So another Eric Franklin analogy is there's little pillows between your bones, and every time you move your bones around those pillows, you're exercising the discs, right? So you're pushing them all the time. So that's why just one position isn't good. That's why Pilates is great, because it moves you in all these different positions. All right, so blah, blah, blah. So we're gonna go belly button through the body to ball, okay? So inhale, relax. So your belly may actually float out, right? Because your organs are under there. So when you breathe down, your organs need a place to go because your diaphragm is descending. So let the organs go forward. And then on the exhale, as the diaphragm rises, you can draw in your abs toward the ball. And then I want you to push back into the ball just slightly. So you can find this connection here to here. And then inhale, just kind of float off the ball. Let the organs breathe. And then exhale, draw in the belly, the internal wall. And then once you've gotten your belly like as flat as you can get it from the inside, then you can start to push into the ball a little bit. And then maybe flatten your abdominals a little bit more. And then inhale, everything puffs back up. And then exhale. I'm pushing on my feet a little bit. Inhale. Exhale. I'm still not turning my hip bones. My hip bones are still up and down. One more time. And in. So now let's do like a little bit of a pulsing exercise. So you're going to draw your abdominal wall back, right, towards the back of the body. And then once you've gotten it where it's as deep as you think you can get it, you're going to take little breaths, and on the exhales, you're going to continue to pull those abs a little bit deeper. So the movement may only be very small. Am I making any sense? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So inhale, belly pooches out. Exhale, I'm going to draw everything back. This is not a squeeze. This is not tension. It's movement. From here, I'm going to push into the ball just slightly, and then I'm going to pulse my core muscles backwards. Exhale. See? This is coming from inside. I'm not pushing into the ball. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, and release. Nice. Hinge forward at your hip. Take the ball away. Inhale, exhale, drop your head. Don't roll all the way down because that created, could have created a little bit of dizziness. There was a lot of air that just went in and out. So I just want you to roll your head, drop your shoulders a little bit, and then roll back up. Exhale, drop your shoulders, roll back up. One more time, drop your shoulders, and roll back up. Just take the ball back to where it was before, down by that lower back. Now we're going to move the hips. So I'm going to tuck and curl. So my hips slide forward slightly and then back up. Exhale, tuck and curl. So that same movement I was doing before, that flattening of the belly, now is moving my hip bones. It's curling my hip bones under, and then the inhale, I'm allowing them to come back up to this nice tall position. Exhale, tuck and curl. So you should feel your sit bones slide on the chair a little bit. Sit bones are here, right? And then as you tilt the hips back up, the sit bones will be right on top. Exhale, tuck and curl. Inhale, back up. I'm going to try not to use my feet at all. Exhale, tuck and curl. Tuck and curl. Scoop it out like a ice cream scooper. You're going to scoop out those abs. Scoop them out. Back them up. Back up. Last 2. Nothing's happening in the shoulders, neck. One more time. Good. Take the ball away. So I want you to walk forward from sit bone to your edge of your chair, and then I want you to walk back. Sit bone to sit bone. And then I want you to walk forward. We do these on the floor. So you go sit bone, sit bone, sit bone, sit bone. Good, I'm not using my feet. Picking up my hips, walking. And back. Good. Okay, so along the same lines, we're going to take the ball away. And this time we're going to move our legs. So we were too close to the edge of the chair to be able to do that. So we need to slide down, right? So you have options. You can put the ball behind you. What I don't like about it, gives you support, which is, especially if your back bothers you, this is a good place to put it. But it does tip your hips forward a little bit, so you're going to have to really actively pull your hip bones backwards. and then we're gonna move the legs, right? So one option is to have the ball behind you. The other option is to have the ball on the floor. So then you're gonna be responsible for keeping your pelvis organized. So I'm gonna curl back. My feet are balanced on the ball. That gives me a head start with my legs, right? Because they're up a little bit higher. When my leg goes down, I might tip my hip forward. So I want to stay in this tucked position, all right? So I'm going to lift up. Plus I have a target down there that I have to put my foot back on. Exhale. I'm not going to use my hands. So I'm still focusing on these lower abs. Breathe out. Breathe out. 3 more. 3, 2. One more time. Yes. Good. Now from here, the legs are going to stay there, and you're going to just try to just barely take your back off the chair. Exhale, just barely. So we're still down here, guys. Breathe out. Blow. As my favorite Pilates teacher says, Terry Steele, she says, blow. Three more. Woohoo! Oh, yes. Feet on the floor, arms in front, sit up, hands on the knees, lift up, curl. One more time, lift up, and curl. Good. So I'm going to turn sideways and sit on the chair like so. If you want to get up and move your chair so that you can see, that would be my recommendation, just because you don't want to be facing the other way and have to look around your shoulder, right? So now I have the ball right against my ribs here. Need some water. All right, so this leg is going to go off in this direction. I'm going to let my rib cage rest against, everybody's chair is different. I know this is cutting into the side of my arm. Whatever. Deal with it, right? Just deal with it. This leg is off to the side. I could move over a little bit to give this leg some more room. That might work. Okay. Now this arm's going to come up and exhale. So I want to make sure I'm leaning into the ball while I do this. I'm not side bending that way. One more time. Good. Hands here. You're going to side bend away from the ball. This hip is not going to come up and down like this, right? So keep this hip long. This is not very big, so I'm going to curl away from the ball. We're doing 10 of these. Don't let your hip come up to meet your armpit. Keep your hip where it is. 3, 2, 1. Good. If you need to adjust your ball, adjust it. And then we're going to twist away, center, over, back. So see, my spine's pretty straight now. Here it's curved. Here it's straight. Twist, back, over, twist, back, over. One more time. Twist and side bend. Good. Bring that leg in, side bend away from the chair. Twist towards the floor, twist towards the side, and come back up. We're gonna do 3 more of those. Side bend, rotate to the floor, rotate to the side, and come back up. One more time. Over, rotate, side, and lift. Good. Other side. Having fun? Place the ball in the appropriate place. Mostly what we're looking for, the reason we're using the ball, obviously because it cushions the chair edge, right? But it also pushes your rib cage, right? So it makes the ribs move away slightly when we start bending our spine. Remember, we're mushing those spine pillows around a little bit. Up and over. This should feel pretty good on this side since we did that other side already. Gives you a chance to open up here. Breathe. One more time. Good. Hands on the head. And again, you can monitor that or arrange that here if this is like too much. I wouldn't go behind your head. Did I go behind before? Can't remember. Either front or back. It's up to you. It's all up to your shoulders, right? So you're going to go over and we're going to curl and away. Going away. No hip hike here. So you don't do that, right? That doesn't happen. Keep the sitting bone on the chair. 3 more. 2. Last one. Oh, yes. I know right away which side I'm stronger on. Okay, here we go. Rotate, center, side bend. Over. Twist, center. Over. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, it's just 2 breaths. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale, exhale. Take the ball away, bend your knee, side bend, rotate, side bend, and come up. Good, your hand can go here if it's too much for your shoulder. Side bend, rotate, back, and up. 2 more. Side bend, rotate. Last time. Back and lift. Good. All right, let's stand up. Hands on the chair, not on the ball. Just do a little cat-cow. If you look at my body, you'll see my hips are a little bit back behind my heels. So I'm actually going to walk my heels back so that I'm right on top of my hip joint. And then I'm going to allow my pelvis to roll forward a little bit, which is going to give me this really nice stretch all the way up at the top. A little hammy stretch. From there, see if you can pick up your toes. And when you're picking up your toes, lift up your belly. So it's as if you're lifting your toes from your belly button. and then let them drop. Now you'll notice that my lower back is not moving. This is all done internally. So if you want to try and balance your ball on your lower back, I'm in a neutral position of my lower back, so I have a small curve. Exhale, I'm going to pick up my belly button. I'm going to pick my toes up with my belly button, but I'm not going to push into my ball. See? So I'm going to maintain that curve while I do this. If you're using a pillow, you can totally cheat here. Exhale, pick up the toes using the internal abdominal muscles. Inhale, release. Let your belly just fall out. Just let it fall out. Exhale, start to gather it up from the inside and then lift up your toes. Inhale, strong arms. Exhale. Ladies, you gotta let your belly muscles go every once in a while. If they're in a constant state of being held in, they get weak. They do not get strong, they get weak. Pull up. Because they get so tight that they don't function anymore. So give them some room, give them some air. Last time. Good. So now I'm going to go into my rounded spine. So I'll take this away. And then I'm going to let my pelvis move first under me and then round. And then roll my hips first. And the spine will follow. Let's do 2 more of those. Exhale, pelvis first. And that movement is still happening because your abs are lifting up and moving your bones. One more time. Good. We okay here? Everybody good? Let's go into that little Pilates V. So the heels are together, the toes are down. We're going to lift up and lower. Exhale, lift. So again, now I'm motivating my heels to come up from my tummy. And my spine gets to round when I do it. Lift. Last 2. One more. Good. Heels down. Drop your head. Round yourself up to standing. We're going to go back to that in a second. Hopefully you felt all the way up through the backs of your legs. All right, I'm going to go to my standing side of my chair, which is here. Let me try and adjust this so that you can see my feet and my head. Let's just do some standing clams. So option 1 is to lift the heel up, rotate out, and in. Nothing moves here. Hip bones don't move. I'm not twisting here. I'm not twisting up here, right? This is all down here in the leg. Open, close. We'll do 5 with the toe on the floor, and then we'll lift the leg up. Strong standing leg, 1 more. Leg comes up. Go ahead and rest your foot on your lower leg, just below your knee. Close, open. This way you don't have to use too much of your thigh. 3 more, and then we'll add on by lifting the leg up and opening and closing. 2, that's when the hips are gonna want to move side to side. So you want to make sure your hips stay still. So you lift your leg, you open, you close. This hip is going to want to twist, so just be really mindful of that. 3 more, and then we'll stay to the back and kind of pulse the leg back a little bit. 3, 2, we'll stay back, check the hips, make sure they're still facing front, and you're just going to push that leg back. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And down. Let's step that leg to the back. Drop the heel, bend the front leg. Holding the chair, please. So as you go deeper into the front leg, the back leg, you're going to get a more of a stretch down from the knee all the way down to the heel. And then I'm going to come back up a little bit and into it. And back up. Let's add on here. So slight knee bend. As you bend, you're going to lift your back heel. This will take the weight into this leg. You'll lift this leg up, take it out, bring it back, place the foot where you want it, drop your heel. Come forward, roll through your feet, extend, back. Those of you who want a little bit more of a challenge, but be very careful, you can let go. Really roll through your feet, guys. Toe, ball, heel. Heel, ball, toe. Last one. And forward and leg down. Let's go back to the other side. Okay, so the last set we did. Got to kind of see my feet. That's kind of important. So when we did the last set, the heels were together like this. This externally rotates the leg bones, which gets to focus in the back of the hip. So what I want you to do this time, if you like, is I want you to actually place one of your hands on the ball. Okay? This is going to put a little bit more demand on the hand that stays on the chair. If this makes you uncomfortable, don't do it. You're going to feel a little lopsided, okay? So I'm going to exhale. I'm going to curl my hip bones. I'm going to lift up my belly button, and I'm going to lift my heels. Two more. 4 and 5. If you want a little extra challenge, you're going to take that arm out to the side and lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, one more time. 1, down, down. Round up to standing. Other leg, right? Oh, my head's cut off again. Okay, so you're going to bend your knee. Once you bend your knee, try not to let that hip just kind of sink, right? So keep that leg bone connected into your hip socket. That means you're going to have to use your butt muscles a little bit. So we're going to open, close. No hip movement. I'm going to keep my hands here so you can tell whether my hips are moving or not. One more. Good, I'm going to move up the chain slightly. So you're going to close, open. This is balance, right? You can do this without holding on if you want. This is why I make you sign a waiver every time. 2 more. 1 more, come back in, lift, open, open super hard not to move anything else except that leg. 5 more, breathe. 3, 2, next one you stay back, little pulses, backwards, back, back, keep this hip still, back, back, stand up on that leg for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Swing the leg to the back, drop the heel down. This is with straight legs, right? This is where both legs are straight. As I bend the front leg, I start to feel more stretch in the back leg. I'm not leaning forward over that leg. All I'm doing is bending the knee, that's it. Just bending that joint. And then back up to straight. And then forward. Just giving some length to my Achilles. Oh, something else you might want to check. I didn't say this on the other side, but you might, especially in this position, you might want to check in the back to see if this foot's doing that, if it's turned out, because we're tight in our hips. So you want to try and encourage that leg to be straight on. We're definitely tight on the outside of our hips. That pulls everything outwards. Good. Are you ready to add the lift of the leg? All right. So you're going to bend. You're going to peel your heel off, roll through your toes, lift up, extend. Drop your toes first, roll through your foot. Lift, extend. I'm going to do it without holding on. It's an option. One more time. Foot comes back in, feet come together. Okay, so this is our third option of this heel lift exercise. What I would suggest is, first option, both hands on the chair. Second option, did we do the other arm? We didn't. We need to do that. We need to do that. So let's do that first. So hand on the ball. I turned around, so my hand's on the front ball again. All right, and again, I want to try and keep my hips over my heels, not behind them. You can do that. I don't like to say cheating in Pilates because there is no such thing. But it'll just make it more challenging for you if you keep your hips over your heels. Toes are pointed out, lift. 3, 4, one more time. 5, arm goes to the side for 5. Let your head drop a little. 4, 2, and 1. Heels down, ball down, round up. Woo! Okay? Big arms up, big arms down. One more time, big arms up. So the last thing we're going to do here with the ball and those heel lifts is we're going to put both hands on the ball. So that's up to you, right? It's a little harder than when your hands are on the chair because you don't have that stability anymore. This is very much like the Wonder chair from the machines. So I can't rely on this very much, right? I can't push it down because it'll roll, right? So I'm going to be very light here with my hands. I'm going to tuck and curl my pelvis, and I'm going to elevate my heels. Exhale, curl. 3 more. And 2. And 1. So what I'm going to show you guys here real quick. This is one of the machines in the Pilates studio. And the exercise you just did when you feel like coming back to the studio or back to the gym, you let me know. Because this is an exercise I can teach you. Heels are together, hands are on the back of the chair. I tuck and curl my pelvis, and I use the springs below me to lift. The first time people get up here, they go, pedal up. And then it's pretty fun because after a couple of times, you learn how to do that. So that's pretty cool. All right, we are done.